Welcome back to Vlogmas. My friend Candie's in Tokyo again. I'm so happy we got to meet. I didn't think we'd get to see each other this trip, but it worked out really well. What I really wanted to do for today's Vlogmas was talk with Candie and discuss our experiences having tattoos in Japan. And Candie has lots of tattoos.
Yeah,
so
I have full
What do you have? Yes.
Yeah, so my whole arm is completely covered, and then my left arm I'm starting.
And you've got some like on your neck and your legs.
Yeah, my legs. Yeah, all over.
So in the summertime when you're in Japan, you're wearing clothes that you can see your tattoos.
Yeah, I'm wearing like short sleeves and stuff.
And myself, you guys have seen most of my tattoos. I have a little one on my forearm, I have some flowers on my ankle, and I have a recent bigger one on my ribs. So we're just gonna walk through the streets of Ueno. I thought it would keep this video kind of interesting. You guys can check out the sights and sounds of Ueno at nighttime. But as for our experiences with tattoos, I really haven't had that many negative experiences coming from having tattoos. Of course, I cover them up when I'm at work or I'm applying for a job. Anything professional, you don't want to be showing a tattoo in Japan. As for just hanging out in Japan, like on the train, going shopping, you don't need to worry about offending people by having them.
No, especially not in Tokyo. People are more accepting of tattoos here, especially the younger generations. I think they just think it's interesting and cool.
Right, yeah. Like if you ever got somebody commenting on your tattoos, it would be something positive, right?
Yeah,
like, oh, they're cool, or just admiring them. You won't get anybody that's like offended by the fact that you have tattoos, so you guys really don't need to worry about coming to Japan. If you're worried because you have full sleeves and you don't want to be out in public showing your tattoos, don't worry about it. It won't be a problem at all. The only time you're going to come into some difficulty with your tattoos is when you want to go into a public bath. Have you tried to visit Onsen here?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't been brave enough to try that.
So lots of public baths, Onsen in Japan, will ban anyone with tattoos from entering, and the reason behind that is because tattoos in Japan were traditionally a symbol of being a part of the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia, so it was a way to ban the Yakuza members from entering the public baths without straight up saying no Yakuza allowed. So they would say no tattoos instead, and the mafia members were the only ones that had the tattoos, so it worked out well. Unfortunately, those rules are still around, and now everyday people like us can't go into the onsen as well because of that. But there are some onsen starting to pop up that are okay with tattoos, and I will actually be making a video about an area called Kinosaki Onsen, and the whole little village is tattoo friendly. So that's one place you guys can keep in mind if you have tattoos and you want to enjoy onsen. So I asked you guys on Twitter if you had any questions regarding having tattoos in Japan, so I'm gonna grab your questions and we'll answer them.
If you're a foreigner with a non-offensive tattoo, how hard is it to get a job?
So when you're applying for a job in Japan, you need to make sure that you're able to cover up all your tattoos. If you have facial tattoos or neck tattoos, you definitely would have a really hard time getting a job here. I would be really surprised if anyone hired you, unfortunately. As for like having a non-offensive tattoo, it doesn't matter what kind of tattoo you have. In Japan, a tattoo is a tattoo. It will be treated the same. So yeah, make sure you are fully covered up when you apply for a job, and you should be fine.
Is it taboo to show off your tattoos in public? Like, for example, if you're wearing a crop top?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think, not at all.
No, like in general, like we said, people aren't offended by them, so no, show them off, especially in the summer. You're gonna want to wear that crop top. It's so hot here.
I think they might be curious about it, so expect maybe people will look at it and just maybe be prepared for that.
Yeah, that's so true.
How difficult is it to find an onsen someone with a tattoo can visit without issue? Can covering it with a bandage work? Do you need to let staff know?
Okay, so you could risk it and go in without telling anybody, and chances are nobody is going to complain and you won't get kicked out. That's what I would do, honestly. If you want to be upfront about it and the place has a no tattoo policy, they're probably not going to bend the rules for you, so you're putting yourself at risk of being kicked out if you do tell them about it. As for a bandage, Candie actually found a really cool product that you can buy here in Japan.
So I was at Donkey and I noticed there are these little sticker patches that you can put on your skin, and you kind of like stick it on and peel it off, and it leaves like a makeup kind of looking patch over your tattoo, and then it's water resistant. it.
That's so cool. So it's like a concealer.
Yeah,
kind of.
basically.
What? So you guys can look for it at Don Quixote, which is a store that's all over Japan.
What kind of response do people give when they know you have tattoos?
In general, people are usually surprised, I guess, just because it's still super rare here for somebody to have tattoos. And they're always really curious. They want to see them because it is
they
so
always
rare.
ask to see it.
Yeah,
right away.
and it's like something that maybe they've wanted to do, but they can't because it's so taboo in Japan. So yeah, in general, people are just like kind of shocked, and then they want to see it. And then they always say like, "Kakkoi, it's so cool." So yeah, that's the response I always get.
Yeah. Any tattoos are badly looked or only more traditional styles?
Like I said earlier, a tattoo is a tattoo here. It doesn't matter what kind of style it is.
Can I still enter an onsen with a tattoo under my arm?
If it's something that you can hide, then go for it. As long as it's not going to be visible to anyone, no one's going to know. So yeah, I would say just go for it, be careful, and hide it.
Yeah. Are the younger generations more accepting of tattoos now, or is it still as stigmatized as before?
I actually know a few people with tattoos. While I was in university here, a couple of my friends went to get a tattoo, and I was actually really surprised. So I guess they are becoming they're warming up to it a little more. I'm sure in future generations, a couple more generations down the line, it will be seen as okay here. That's my guess.
And it's kind of the same in America too. Like I feel like the older generation there, they have the same feelings towards tattoos. Maybe not as strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I've met some Japanese people here who they tell me like, oh, their parents were like, no, you can't get tattoos, you know, and they'll get one anyways, but like hide it. For the rest of their lives.
I know a few people like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely not as common as it is in, say, Korea. Tons of people have tattoos in Korea now, the younger generation, but in Japan it's still very rare, but it is happening because I know a few people myself.
Do foreigners kind of get a free pass on tattoo showing like they do with a lot of other things? Or is there no wiggle room when it comes to this?
As for onsens, the rules are very strict. Doesn't matter if you're a foreigner and clearly not a gang member. It doesn't matter. They don't bend the rules. All right, great questions, guys. Those are lots of the questions that I get in my comments quite often, so I hope that answers a lot of the worries that you guys might have about coming to Japan. One other thing I want to mention that wasn't brought up. Getting a gym membership can be a problem if you have tattoos that will be visible when you're wearing your workout gear. I have been denied membership at a gym several times because of my forearm tattoo that they could see when I was wearing a t-shirt when I applied for the gym. Actually, this one time, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go in this time and cover up everything. And I was sitting down at the table, filling out the application to join the gym. I was almost there, and they spotted my little ankle tattoo as I was sitting at the table filling out the application and just asked me to leave, like right there. It was so horrible. That's really something that upsets me. That's like, you know, I can live without an onsen, but not being able to go to the gym is pretty lame. But I'm gonna be very careful when I apply for the gym near my house this time. I'm gonna cover everything up, band-aids everywhere. They will not know. But there are gyms that do accept them, but it's about half and half. One tip I can give you guys about onsen is ask the place if they have a kashikiri ofuro. It means like a private bath, and you can rent the bath out for a certain amount of time, and you can just go in by yourself or with your family or with your partner, whoever you're at the onsen with, and there will be nobody else from the public in there with you. So that will be tattoo okay in all cases. Doesn't matter because you won't be in there with anyone else.
Yeah, so if they have a private onsen option, then you can always go in.
Yeah, like even if the main onsen itself is no tattoos, do ask the place if they do have kashikiri ofuro, and you can still enjoy the onsen resort even if you have tattoos. So yeah, that's my biggest tip for onsen.
If I ever go, that's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and like honestly, it's more enjoyable anyways, because who wants to be naked in a bath with a bunch of strangers? I certainly don't. I'm not used to it yet. Even after all these years in Japan, I'm not used to it.
I don't blame you.
Like I can't enjoy it. The point of onsen is to relax, and I don't feel relaxed in there because people like to stare at me and make comments about my body because they don't realize I speak Japanese, and it's just like, get me out of here. Anyways, guys, I hope that this video was helpful for you. Do leave any more questions you have down below for me and Candie. She'll be looking through the comments, I'm sure, and we can answer them.
I'll try my best to answer them.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining and for sharing your experience. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another Vlogmas. Oh my god, it's almost the end. Only a few days left. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.